about time, so we get to go unload. He's got the magic wand! We need to go!
So, anyways, I've pretty well been on the phone all day. I'm about tired of answering phone calls. But we have taken off and we have moved to Emerson. We're cutting these beans right now, and they look green, but I think that's just like a regrowth coming back on. They're coming through at 9%, and there is like a few green pods, but nothing crazy. We're at Emerson now. We have a bunch of beans to cut up here. So we are going to hopefully hammer down for the next 2 or 3 days up here and get as much of it done as what we can before it rains next Tuesday. And then that way we can have a little bit of a like breather break. And then that way we can like actually get a good rest because yeah, we all need it. We are at each other's throats this week. Been a pretty long harvest so far. We're running around like chickens with our heads cut off. Beans have just been coming off like crazy. I mean, we've been hammering through beans. Corn is still wet. Dad's picking corn right now. I think he's finally got down to where he's at 20, 18 to 20%. You know, a lot of the first corn that we was picking was coming out at 18, but that was April planted stuff. And then we got done with the April planted stuff, and we got into the May planted stuff. And well, it ain't been hot enough here to really dry it out. So we've been picking some corn that came out was 28%, anywhere from 24 to 28%, pretty common. So yeah, it's been a very different year. I remember things like this whenever I was a kid, but not near as much as what we're seeing now. Whenever I was younger, I remember running dryer all the time, and I mean the last probably 3 or 4 years we really ain't ran the dryer a whole lot. Actually probably longer than that. I mean, used to we'd run the dryer all fall, and we haven't really dried anywhere near as much as what we have in the past. So it's kind of nice not having to dry. I mean, it definitely saves on the money you're spending for propane, natural gas, whatever. But at the same time, they have this thing that they all call oh, what's it called? I don't know. There's some kind of like a yield loss thing they say that you can get out of not having out of not drying. And I mean, yeah, it's there, I'd say, but I'd say you see it more in beans than you do in corn. Me and Augie was talking about that the other day, actually. You know, you can go and cut 9% beans at night and then come back in the morning and cut them whenever after the dews came up at 13 to 11%. You can watch the yield drop all day long. Beans is definitely phantom yield loss is what they call that. You definitely see it in beans more than you do corn, I think, but that's just me personally. So yeah, anyways, we're up here, we're in some irrigated beans at the moment. They've been doing pretty decent. They're about 70 bushel, 65 to 70 bushel on this field, which is pretty good. Got my iPad up there, I'm reading text messages on it all day. We got we're trying to fiddle around with some new stuff on the screens, so we can basically, what we're supposed to be able to do is come in here and I can sort and select a cart. Well, for some reason it's not showing up on here, and I have one more file of software to put in this machine and I haven't done it yet, so we'll have to try that probably tomorrow morning. We're gonna come up here and hopefully we'll be able to get a good start on it tomorrow morning. We got to start filling the bin up here. We got to start doing a bunch of stuff. We got busy day tomorrow too. We got a busy day today, busy day tomorrow. Every day is pretty busy around here. Yeah, pretty much. So anyways, we're chugging right through it. Still loving the X9. This thing's a beast. I mean, we're cutting in green stem beans right now at about solid 4.5 to 5.5 mile an hour. It's chugging through her. We've got our average bushel per hour right now running around 1,800. I could probably crank it up a little more. I mean, if I done some more fine tuning on settings and we got in some real good dry stuff, I could probably crank it harder than that, probably up to about 22, 2,300. But we're just kind of, I'm not gonna say I'm taking it easy, but I'm taking it easy. So yeah, I mean, we're we're moving right along. Virtually no losses according to that. You know, you get out and you walk behind. I mean, obviously conditions are changing every day, and especially in a field like what we're in now, where your circle is irrigated, and then you get out of the irrigated stuff, and you get a smaller bean, you get less test weight, less weight to the bean, so it's easier for it to fly out the back. I really wish that there was a way I could program that into this screen, like have a prescription thing to where it's programmed in there so it knows when you get out of that irrigated bean, like right here, you know, we're running on the chafer, we're running 19, and sieve, we're running 5. So then that way it'd know that we could be at 6 in the irrigated and at 5 out of the irrigated, or even 4 out of the irrigated and 19 in the irrigated, and say, yeah, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, so anyways, we're trying. Macy's bringing food up for me. I ain't ate anything today. I don't know why I haven't. I had breakfast this morning, but that was about it. Ross has got Paige, his wife, and Maggie, his kid, with him. So yeah, anyways, there's a little drowned out spot. Got some cockleburrs in it because I tried to spray them about 15 times and never killed them. So yeah, I love cockleburrs, let me tell you.
What's happening, y'all? Cutting beans again. So we are halfway done cutting beans, though, on the plus side. So we are up here at our northern farm in northern Knox County, and right now we're cutting the stuff that needs to go home before we start dumping in the bins that are up there, since we have the help and stuff this weekend and stuff. So we're cutting these beans, truck them home, and then Monday we're only gonna need 3 people. It's like I start recording at the right time, so we get to go unload. He's got the magic wand. We need to go. He's not even that full. He's got to stroll on up here. Whee! Come on, tractor. You can do it. Close and I'll bump her down 2 gears, get her about 5 mile an hour. 5 mile an hour. I'll sit here and try and keep her steady. Trying to load it or what?
rained out. Ross is down getting wheat treated. Got rained out up here north of town. So I'm up here right now. I'm driving down the road. Been out looking around a little bit this afternoon, see how much rain we think we got. We don't think we got a whole lot, but we know we got some. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm hoping that we can get rain again tomorrow afternoon, but yeah, you know how that goes. So anyways, yesterday we had to put a new belt in the one side of the head. It wasn't completely tore through yet, but it wasn't far off from being completely tore through. So we went ahead and we put a new belt in it anyways, just to be done with it. We ended up, we had to put a new cutter bar on it. So once again, you know, we had it apart, so I thought the cutter bar was broke. So I thought while we have the cutter bar apart, it'd be easier to put the belt in it at that time. So that's what we did yesterday. And yeah. Well, it ain't too terribly wet. It's a little wet. It ain't even tacky, really. But yeah. So anyways, she's ready to go again whenever we get her running. But yeah, we're up here in the big fields. I'm getting a Mac done, I guess either Thursday or Friday. So yeah, but anyways, we're looking around a little bit here. Lightning ditch. Interesting. But we put some corn in the bins up here, or put some bean in the bins up here. We got some tile up here for a tile project we're gonna do. As you can see, we got a lot of tile right there. There's roughly like 160,000 feet worth of 4-inch tile laying there and a bunch of 8-inch laying there. But I think there's 7,000 or 8,000 feet total of 8-inch, if not more than that. So let's look here. Let's see how much or how wet the straw is. Straw seems dry, or whatever you want to call that, or clippings, whatever. See how these beans have that green on them? We didn't really have like a pounding rain, we just had like a nice little one. We could go this afternoon if we wanted. Oh boy, kind of dried out. Combine's dirty. Needs clean. So yeah, anyways, now we got two pretty well new belts in it. Hopefully they'll get us through the season now. This is the one we replaced the other day. Replaced this one. And the big bar underneath here. To replace that whole entire bar, you gotta take off basically all these covers, your rock dam. You have to pull out the sickle, have to take off all these guards and everything all the way through. And then basically after that, it's just left with barely anything on there. So you might as well go ahead, and while you got all that apart, like I said, you might as well go ahead and replace this belt. It was so much easier to put this splice in with that all apart. So I think next time we have to do a belt, we might take this end apart here, down in this corner, take all this end apart, and then be able to pull that all out. But yeah, we'll just have to see. Hopefully we don't have to do it again this year. So yeah, but I'd say that cutter bar is next. If you look at it, it looks like it's got a little bit more of a dip to it than this side does. So I'd say we'll be putting the cutter bar in that side next. But who knows? Anyways, we're gonna go back to the elevator. We gotta work on some tile maps, do some other stuff. No idea where that came from. That wasn't here the other day. Hey, Rossi. So we had about a day and a half worth of rain day. We had to fix all my stuff that was broken. And deal with some more matters. So, anyways, back to the combine. Move pickup. Beans are ready to go. Hopefully. Gotta figure out where to park my pickup at. Probably gonna park it over here by the fuel wagon, so it's just out of the way. But yeah, no, we'll come over here and park it in the grass. So we got about, hopefully, probably about 2 or 3 more days up here, and then we'll be done. We're back towards home. So yeah, we left the Mini up here the other day when everybody was here, and yeah, we're just trying to get going. Man, my truck's a mess. Rossi?
Yes.
I think you need some more stuff back here.
No. I need to put my oil back here.
Yes. All right, we're gonna cut beans. Is that okay?
I don't care.
Okay. Cool, didn't care anyways. So, we're cutting now. They're a little wet. I mean, they ain't terrible, but they're a little wet. They're 14%, 14 and a half. So, that ain't bad. We are currently gonna cut a couple passes here on this side. I gotta get to where I can get to the other end to be empty to cut back this way for irrigation pass. So yeah, anyways, we're working at it. It just takes a while to do. I mean, you gotta get it planned out right to where it all works right. So we're running our auto swap on there. Finally, we got all of our auto stuff figured out. We was having problems with it. We couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. They came and done some software updates, and for some reason it all of a sudden started working again. I don't understand that quite yet as to what happened there, but that's what they did. So yeah, anyways, as you can see here, we're at 14.2 moisture, and now we're up to 70. If you look through here on our loads, you'll notice the other day we was at 13, we was at 9.5. 13, 14, we was running about 69-ish, 68, 69. There's a couple good loads in there, but as you can see, whenever your moisture goes up, we're going up in bushels a little bit. So, I mean, take what you get. They'll be dried down in the bin. I mean, they're gonna sit up here for probably another 3 to 4 months, if not longer than that, and then hopefully we'll get them moved somewhere and get them sold. But really, what we need to be doing is we need to be selling them right now, probably, but the price is low. So we're looking at like a, I don't know, I mean, if you sell them now, you're looking at about $10.50 for next March, which would be about whenever you want to haul it, kind of. So yeah, I think I want to save my March trucking endeavors and stuff like that, my Jan, Feb, March for wheat and corn, and then we'll go from there on beans. But yeah, so we're selling a little bit, but that's how farming is. You sell a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. You can't just take and dump all your eggs in one basket, you know. Like say right now you get scared and you just sell it all at $3.50. I mean, or not $3.50, at $4 on corn, and then next thing you know, it goes up to skyrocketing. Got me a phone call coming. In the long rows. So yeah, anyways, we've had just about a list of problems. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, is what it is. You take them, you deal with them, and you move on to the next one. And you know, we had a combine fire the other day. It's been a long year, to say the least. Just ready for it to be over with. That's the easy way of putting it. But you know what? You wake up, you go to work the next day, and you move on. And hopefully no problem ever resolves itself, but you hope it does. So you just got to keep moving forward. And yeah, anyways, we're moving forward. I mean, that's all you can do. Been sick for about the last week and a half. And yeah. So anyways, somebody else is going to use our grain vac now. Again, the grain vac, if I had a rental company, I think I could just have grain vacs and I'd make all my money back in a rental company. I mean, I I don't know how many people or how many times people use our grain vac, but it's insane. And just it makes you feel good whenever you have a grain vac problem, that everybody else is wanting to have that grain vac too, because yeah, when you have a grain vac problem, you don't really like to talk about it. But oh well, had a little push up there, we had to clean that up. So these heads are kind of finicky sometimes. I mean, you got to be careful about them. They get to be where you know, I always run it typically during the day. I run it in typical, but throughout the morning, and like, you know, we had some rain yesterday, so it's still a little damp out here, a little muddy, so I'm running it light. But in the early mornings, you want to run very light, and then you fiddle with your advanced tuning as you go throughout the day too. I mean, this head is one of them that's, it takes a really good operator to be able to run it and sit here and be able to figure out how to work it, because it does take working at it. You know, some people, they want to tilt their head forward or backwards. I keep mine pretty well tilted all the way back all day. You know, I learned this from a guy in Texas too. Your belts can never be spinning too fast, so I always run my draper belt at about 90, keep the gauge wheels all the way up. Every once in a while, like if we get into some more rough conditions where it's dragging up real bad, I'll put the wing wheels down a little bit, and it'll kind of help to support the head whenever you got it tilted all the way back. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, these heads are just different animals. I love it. I love the HD heads. They're a really, really good machine. They're a really good head, but they're just junk. They ain't made to run across a lot of acres. They're made to run across like 1,000 a year, and I'm doing significantly more than that. So yeah, but I mean, you can tell going through the year, I mean, when you run a head as much as what we run ours, you know, what it's made to do and what it's not made to do. And I can tell you from running this one, it's not made to cover a lot of acres. I mean, it'll cover them, but it's not made to. It has a lot of breakdowns. It has a lot of ifs, ands, or buts about how it's going to run. But other than that, like I said, it's a good head. I mean, yeah, besides all the problems that we've had with it. Now, the only thing that I really do wish that they had on this head was, like, they had the wings and they kept the Hydroflex ability of their straight heads. So like of the RD heads, they have like a Hydroflex ability. I wish that they had that on this head. It would be so much better than the turnbuckle design that they got on them. The turnbuckle design that they got on them is just junk. It's terrible design. I mean, but I don't know. I guess I didn't know this, but I guess now they came out with a triple reel head. That'd be cool. We're in the market right now, so we're trying to figure out what head we're gonna buy. I mean, I don't know what to say we're in the market, but we're looking at it. It's always something that's going through your head about how equipment values go, about how you want to do this or that. And you know, this head's been a good head. I mean, it's had its problems. So of course, you know, now we don't want to get rid of it because we've figured out the problems with it. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But part of it.
We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.